Welcome back to the group chat. This is a solo episode. Honestly, I used to hate doing solo episodes so much. I would be like, there's only so much you can talk to yourself about. And actually, I could talk to myself all day. Literally all day I could talk to myself. Okay, so I'm trying this new thing. If you watch on video on YouTube, you've noticed that the two sides are black, and I don't know how to fix that. So I'm trying something new. I hope the video works out and it looks okay. But today we are just kind of catching up. It's been a minute since I've done a solo episode, two caught up with you guys, because last week was with Mia. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Being with Mia, she's because she's one of my childhood friends, one, we're very similar, so we could literally talk about the same exact thing 3,000,000 times. That's literally how all of my friends are. All of my friends and I could talk about the exact same thing literally 400 times. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. She's hilarious. I have to have her back on before she goes back to school, and then we'll do that one. I'll post that one later. But like I said, today is a little bit of catching up. Let's start with today. Ever since I woke up, it's 1:20 exactly. Ever since I woke up, I have been either doing something for my mom or my dad, which is fine, but literally set my entire schedule back again, which is fine. But now I feel like I've sat down. I can finally do the podcast. I don't like recording on Wednesdays because then I have to edit, post, schedule everything on the same day, and that stresses me out. So let's catch up. We have fun things to talk about. I'm going to start with the obvious one. I'm going to run through my surgery a little bit. I am 4.5 weeks out from my surgery, out as in 4.5 weeks into my recovery. I cannot believe it's been 4.5 weeks. Oh my goodness. It feels like 9 years ago, but also 3 hours ago. It went by so fast, but I've also it feels like the surgery was so long ago. I don't know how to explain that. But everything went as amazing as it could have. I was super nervous about the day of. I was not that I was nervous day of. I was nervous about the morning of. I was imagine waking up at 4 a.m. because I had to wake up so early. My surgery was I had to be there at 7 or 8. I had to be there at 7. It started at 8. And then I had to shower in some antibacterial or something like that, some type of specific soap. So I had to wake up at 4 a.m. I slept literally 3 hours. Woke up, went to the surgery. It's, excuse me. It is the craziest thing. I was sitting there that morning. It was at the office. So his surgery center is right. It's literally connected to his office. It's crazy that I was sitting in there so calm, literally on my phone, waiting for the anesthesiologist to come in, put my IVs in, or I don't know what they put in. I don't know what that's even called. Literally was waiting so calmly, literally on my phone, texting. I felt so loved. So many people were messaging me, and I still didn't get a chance to respond to so many people wishing me a good surgery. And it's just when people are thinking of you, it warmed my heart. It made me feel very loved and I appreciated it so much. So I was literally just looking at messages. And then they took me to the surgery place where I'm gonna have surgery, and I'm just chatting it up with the girlies in there. We were having a great conversation, and then boom, I'm out. It felt like the literal best sleep of my life. But it's not I woke up feeling energized. I don't know how to describe it, but anyways, woke up, first thing I did, open my phone, start TikToking. That was my first time under anesthesia, so I didn't know what I was gonna do, what I was gonna say, but me being me, I pulled out my phone and my camera. So I was just I woke up, I had I'm glitching. I had care service, whatever, for 2 days. It was at a hotel. There was a nurse with me at all times, which not that it wasn't needed. I'm actually really happy that they were there because they like, without them I would have been confused as to what to do with like meds and stuff, but my mom literally did everything. They really didn't do too much. Not because of them, but because my mom did it for me. And I got up myself literally after the surgery, got up, sat in the chair, and then the worst part of the entire thing was that day. A few hours after my surgery, when I laid down at the hotel room, my head was pounding. Like, the way I think my blood pressure went up, my feet were freezing, my hands were freezing, my head was pounding. And because I was under for 9 hours, it's a really long time, especially for somebody who has never been under anesthesia. And I guess I have like, I think this is like a family issue. Like, I know my sister Mensch has this too. Clenching. I guess I clench at night. I didn't know that. I've never noticed that before, but my jaw hurt so bad. Like, it was in so much pain. And it's probably because I was clenching for 8 hours. But you guys, like, it could not have gone any better. I'm so grateful to my surgeon for doing absolutely everything in his power to make it look as good as he possibly could. Like, I'm just thinking so many things could have gone differently. Like, even not his fault. Like, even on a personal preference, I could have preferred things to look differently, wanted things to look differently. My belly button, you guys know I was scared about my belly button. It looks fabulous. Like, people are messaging me and being like, oh, I thought you got the full, like, your belly button looks great. Like, what's going on? No, he just gave me a beautiful belly button. It's seriously so amazing. So now it's like the not being able to lift anything, not being able to do too much, can't walk, can't work out, all of that. It's like really the harder part for me. And that's what I knew was going to be harder for me rather than the actual recovery. There was no pain. First 2 days, I just felt like burning by my stitches. It's uncomfortable to sleep. It's just discomfort and inconvenience. Other than that, I feel good. I feel good, you guys. Everything just, I just can't wait to be fully recovered to start working out. Literally a week and a half. I can start working out. But I'm grateful to my strong body, grateful to my family, everyone, my parents especially. They were like taking care of me. We had the best time together. The fourth night, Monday night, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, fourth night, we literally went to dinner. We went out to dinner to where Pretty Woman was filmed, like that hotel. Is it still recording? Okay. And then we came back. Yeah. So everything was fabulous. I'm healing great. Thank God. My scars, I don't know what's like normal, what's not normal, but I think everything is normal. I hope. This is also my second coffee. I've started this new habit of drinking 2 coffees before I even eat. And then I wait until 2 p.m. to eat, and I'm famished, like starving. Anyways, let's get to business. This last holiday, something very new. I experienced a new feeling with the holidays. I have not always, since I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, I have hated the holidays. I hate Christmas. Not that I hate Christmas. I don't enjoy Christmas time. I don't enjoy Christmas Day. My most dreaded day of the entire year is New Year's Eve. I have like New Year's Eve trauma, which I'm not going to get into. And I just hate it. I hate it. I don't like, no. I literally am begging. I beg my parents every single year to do it from bed. Like, we can FaceTime. We can do a group FaceTime. We can literally come into my bed, all 7 of us, and celebrate it there. But but this year it was so great. Christmas was amazing. My sister Manon moved into her new home. We did it there. It was just so chill and like relaxed. Like, nobody was stressed. No one was like nothing. Christmas Eve. New Year's Eve was at my house. Dreaded that. I was like, I don't want it at my house. Like, I hate it the most. Why do we do it here? But it was incredible. We like had the best time. It literally felt like family dinner. It was family dinner, and then it was New Year's. Like, I didn't feel any different than just regular family dinner, and I love family dinner. So something I want to talk about, and I don't know if like people are gonna be upset about this. I think New Year's resolutions are seriously like the dumbest thing. New Year's resolutions are different from goals for the year. New Year's resolutions are like, oh, I'm gonna, like, January 1st, I'm gonna like be on a diet and I'm gonna lose weight. That's like what everybody's, and then the gym is insane in January, and then February, like, nobody's there. Why, why set New Year's resolutions like I'm gonna lose weight? If you want to lose weight, start tomorrow. Don't wait for January 1st, because it's just like people that set their New Year's resolution as like losing weight, this and that, like whatever. I don't know what other ones people set as. It always fails, because if you are not going to lose weight if you don't like truly want it, and if you truly wanted it, you would start like ASAP. I don't know if that makes sense. So I do not have New Year's resolutions. I don't set resolutions. What I do is I set goals that I'm going to hit that year. Last year I did the same thing. I did the same thing this year. I write a letter. Last year, January, like 2nd or 3rd or something like that, I wrote 2024 was, and then I wrote everything I wanted 2024 to be, but I wrote it in past tense as if it had already happened. I did the same thing this year, and everyone was like, did you mean 2024? No, I didn't. I meant 2025, because it's not manifestation. It's what I know is going to happen in 2025. And I'll share a few of what like those look like. I started social media, like taking social media as like a job, like thinking of it as a job in February of 2024. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do social media. Like, this is what I'm like enjoying. This is what I think is like a great path for me, because I've talked about this so many times. I've said this exact same line a million times. Ever since I was little, everybody would ask me, what do you want to do when you're older? What are you going to do when you're older? And I'd be like, I don't know. I just want to be famous. And they'd be like, for what? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't figured it out. Just my personality. I have no talent. I can't sing. I can't dance. I can't act. I can't do nothing. I can't do anything. I think I can be entertaining. And social media, like, is a great place to, like, be entertaining, kind of. You know what I mean? But getting inspo from my sister, other influencers, just like looking at Instagram specifically, I shifted to like fashion and beauty and things like that. And it was never forced, never fake. I genuinely really enjoyed doing it. But after doing it for a year, looking back, I was like, you know what? Like, this isn't necessarily my calling. It's not something I love so much. When I do it, it doesn't feel completely like it's what I want to do, if that makes sense. So not that it was ever fake, it just didn't feel, looking back at it, I was like, oh, you know, maybe that's not really like necessarily what I want to do forever. It was fun for the year. It's like trial and error. The tough part about a job that doesn't have like steps, like medical school, law school, there's no steps for you to follow to get somewhere. You have to do like trial and error to figure out what you like. And I realized that the podcast is what I love so much. Like, I always tell people, if somebody messages me saying, oh, I love listening to the group chat, or if I meet somebody or anything, I just spent the last hour-ish charging the camera battery, because I forgot to do that today. But that's okay. I was just like posting, catching up, whatever. As I was saying, when I hear that somebody like listens to the group chat, it just feels like it's just like so meaningful to me, and it makes me so much happier. This is what I really love to do. The podcast is like, this is like my calling. I love the podcast. I love to yap. That's like literally my soul. I'm a yapper at heart. So this is what my focus will be this year. If I need to take time away from like spending more time on like Instagram or things like that, then that's what it needs to be. If that's what it needs to be, then that's what it's going to be, because this is really what I want to focus on. I want the podcast to be, sorry guys, Instagram is literally being ratchet and it won't post any of my videos. I don't understand why, and I'm trying to post a video. Anyways, so the podcast, there's like fun fitness, weight loss things coming this year, which I know will hopefully be fun to fun for some of you to hear, because I know I get a lot of questions about like weight loss, which is understandable because like I feel like nowadays it's so rare to hear that somebody lost weight from working out and eating healthy. Like it's literally, that's the truth. It was from working out and eating healthy, not Ozempic, not anything else. So that will be something exciting. Those are like the two exciting things and the goals for this year. And yeah, just like kind of like shifting priorities, not so much influencer and more content creator, if that makes sense. So a while last week I posted like a give me like controversial topics to talk about, or like what do you want to hear about, and they weren't so much controversial, but there were some good questions in there. One of them, somebody was like, what are your thoughts on starting the year off slow versus like being like go like on the go, and like starting quickly. I think it just depends on your life. Like everybody has a different lifestyle, everyone has different goals, and for me, every year January is like the toughest month. It's the slowest month, even though I have like so many great like celebrations. Both of my sisters are born in January. A lot of my friends, like, great celebrations in January, but it's really slow for me. I don't feel like very motivated in January. Starting March is like, from March until November is like where I'm at, especially like April, May, June. Those are like my 3 months that I just feel like the queen of the universe. That's how I am. Other people are different. I think it just like subconsciously I'm just preparing myself for like a great year. I don't know. It's interesting that like it's just a new month. Like who cares that it's a new year? But at the same time, like the year starts off really slow for me. And then another one was something I'm looking forward to this year. I'm just looking forward to like, I think I'm at an age where like I kind of am like like quotes finding myself. That sounds like a really cringy thing to say, but like just finding what I love to do and finding what I want to do in life. And I think those are like what the next few years are going to look like. Just making moves. You know what I mean? And I also decided, I was like, I'm going to do less this year. Like, I feel like I'm always doing the damn most. Like, I'm always something about me, I'm always in a rush. I could start getting ready 3 hours before I'm supposed to go somewhere, and I'm in a rush. I'm always in a rush, and I just kind of want to like relax for, like, I want to like take things like easier, do less. Like I do the damn most, and not less as in like, oh, like work less or do this or that. Just like relax, like not be in a rush in everything I do. Like another problem with the podcast was that like it's what I love to do the most, and it's what I would put the least amount of attention to and time to, and I would always schedule things before and after, and then the podcast was rushed, and I don't want to rush, like especially with the things that are my goals this year. Like I want to like put a lot of time into it. There's a lot of things I'm working on for the podcast, as far as like a lot of things. So that's like what I'm like trying to do this year. Just less, not like be so extreme in things, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So this week I got an ask and receive. After I printed this, she like kind of corrected the story. Okay. Somebody said, good topic for a podcast. You found out by accident because the guy you started dating merged his... Okay, wait. I need to read it like from my phone because she corrected it. Sorry, give me 1 second. Oh, my Siri turned on. Hi. I also got another really funny one, but I haven't asked her if like I can tell it on the podcast. She just like asked me for advice. So after she tells me. Okay. You found out accidentally that the guy you were dating... Okay. You found out by accident because you... Okay, I need to restart. I'm like getting like amnesia. You found out by accident because the guy you started dating merged his calls with his ex when you were supposed to have fallen asleep together on the phone. So do I tell the ex or leave it? Okay, I probably should have asked her for more information before I like talked about it on the podcast, because I'm a little bit confused. What do you want to tell the ex? that he's dating you? Or like what's the dilemma here? Did he accidentally like, I'm a little confused. Do you know what I mean? Did he mean to call his ex and he accidentally merged it? Are you upset that he merged it, or do you want to tell the ex so that she's not upset? That's like the question. So I'm going to actually have her answer that before, and then I'll answer it next week because I'm a little confused. Sorry guys, that was my fault that I didn't clarify with her. Actually, I'm gonna briefly tell the other one. Somebody messaged me the other day and she's like, I need your advice, like I need your help. She had said that like she had this party and her boyfriend, her best friend, and her boyfriend's best friend was there. So her best friend, her boyfriend's best friend, her and her boyfriend were there. Her best friend, her boyfriend's best friend hook up. He has a girlfriend, this best friend. And she was like, I don't know if I should tell the girlfriend. Like, she's one of my friends. She's moved away, but like we were friends when she was here and she's like still one of my friends. I don't know if I should tell her. And I was like, my boyfriend doesn't want me to tell her. Like, I don't know what to do. I was like, oh girl, this is messy. What you should do is you should write a Snooki letter. I don't know if you guys have watched Jersey Shore, but the letter that they wrote. One night on the boardwalk, Ronnie. Anyways, I told her, I was like, I think if your boyfriend doesn't want you to tell her, you should be on like the same page with your boyfriend. Like, try to explain to him that it, like, you feel like you need to tell her, but be on the same page with him before you do that, because like in this case, your boyfriend is more important than your best friend's girlfriend. However, she should obviously know, because that's wild. She's being like cheated on. Poor girl. But they resolved it. They got their issues fixed. So, okay. A few other questions from the Q&A that I posted. Somebody had asked, how do you make friends when you're away from your friends? And this was a great question for me because, so I don't know how it is in other like cities, states, schools. I don't know what the vibe is, but in Vegas, everybody leaves for college. Everybody goes like other places, leaves Vegas for college. And it's very rare for somebody to stay. And if you're staying, it's kind of like, oh, you're staying at UNLV. Like, they kind of like give you this certain vibe. And then the funny thing is that in 2 to 3 years, everybody comes back home. So the vibe that I'm getting is that everybody is coming back next semester. And I'm like, yeah, you guys should have just stayed from the beginning. But it's not my business. When we graduated, all of my friends, every single one of my friends left for college. I was like really like lonely for a while. Like, obviously I had my family, I had my sisters. I felt really lonely because my whole life I've had different groups of friends. I've had my Armenian friends, and then I've had my school friends. My Armenian friends were more of like my like close to me friends, like personal friends. School friends kind of just stayed school friends. Then my last 2, like junior, senior year, I became really close with my school friends. Those became more of like the people closer to me. So when they left for college, I was so lonely, so sad. Like, I didn't have anybody to hang out with. All of my friends were like having fun, going to frats and like joining sororities and just having so much fun, making new friends. And I just felt like really lonely. It's kind of hard to make friends at UNLV for me. Like, they just, I don't know. I'm very particular with my friends, and there was nobody for me to be friends with at my school, especially in my classes. So I didn't really make any friends at school, but it's interesting that like over time you start to make like really true and good friends. Somehow Naira came into my life, like, and now she's one of my best friends. Galia, who I've been friends with for many years, but we became really close. Like, although my 2 close friends, one of my 2 close friends, 2 of my close friends, sorry, I'm glitching, Naira and Galia, although they're in LA, I see them all the time. I go to LA. You kind of just like, I don't know how you would make friends, honestly. Like, I'm one of my best friends, Grant, he reached out to me like over Instagram. He's like, hi, like, we should like get dinner sometime. Like, I also go to your school. Like, we should hang out. And I was like, okay, yeah, like, let's hang out. Because when your friends are away, my advice to you would be to hang out with people you maybe normally like wouldn't feel like you would. Like, me, Grant and I have been following each other on Instagram for many years, but we neither of us like felt the need, I guess, to like be like, hey, let's hang out. You know, it's just kind of like somebody you follow on Instagram. And I don't know, maybe if it was a time where all of my friends were here, maybe I wouldn't have like gone to dinner with him, because I don't like to have a lot of friends. I like to have a few close friends, um and just be like, give my attention and time to those friends, because honestly, okay, actually I'll get into that. But my advice would be to just like say yes, and maybe reach out to people, maybe reach out to somebody that you don't know too well, but like might connect with. You never really know like who you're really gonna connect with. And I don't know, like coffee shops, if you like see somebody at the same if you go to the same coffee shop multiple times a week and you see the same people, because a lot of times like people will go to the same places, like same Pilates studio, same gym, things like that. I don't know, like talk to them if you like feel comfortable. Like, I'm a pretty social person, and so to me that sounds like a normal thing to do, just to like talk to somebody. I don't know. It's really, honestly, it is really difficult to make friends, especially like the older you get. But it's interesting that at the same time that I started to make like really good friends, like I feel like the friends that I have now will be in my life forever. Like, they are just my true, really, really good friends. And the like beauty of kind of growing up is that friendships become kind of different. Before, my entire day was based around hanging out with my friends. Like, okay, in the morning we'll go to the gym, and then we'll do this, and then we'll do that. And now that like everyone kind of has their own responsibilities and their own things to do, you don't really have time. You like, I literally do not have time to hang out with my friends. Like, I feel so bad. Like, sometimes my friends will like, and my friends are much better at texting me than I am at texting them, and that is something I'm working on, because and I know this better than anybody, because I've always been the person to make plans with my friends and felt like they didn't do that to me. So that is, and I know how that feels. That feels like, oh, this person like literally doesn't want to hang out with me. Like, why don't they ask me to hang out? We're all busy. Like, we all have lives. They can ask me too. And I know that better than anybody, that feeling. So I need to be better at reaching out to my friends. But I always tell them, I'm like, I love you so much and I want to hang out with you, but my days are like so filled, even though I don't have like a 9 to 5 job, or I don't have like, I don't know, I don't have like a boss to report to or anything like that. Like, I treat this like my job, and I have things to do every day. And so, and also my job involves a lot of talking, and that is exhausting. Talking all day and like entertaining all day is honestly exhausting. It's not because I think like, oh, what should I do to like, what should I talk about today? It's just physically talking is exhausting. And being like a social person, like, I'll literally talk to strangers. I talk to strangers like every day. You know what I mean? So like in public, I just get really exhausted by the end of the day. So that was like, I like moved on from that question. I steered to like started talking about something else, but that's something I need to work on. But making friends honestly is really hard, but you don't need to see your friends like every day. I don't need to see my friends every day. Actually, everybody's different. Some people want to see their friends every day and like need that, but I'm also very blessed in like the sense that I have a very close family, and so nothing will ever come before family plans, no matter what that is, whether that's getting coffee at my sister's house, whether anything, no matter what it is, nothing will come before plans with my family. So making new friends was hard, but it also worked out because it just like falls into place. Like, life God, universe, whatever it is that you believe in, places things into your life. But it is hard to make friends. I agree with you. I hope that made sense. Sometimes I say things and it doesn't make sense. The other one was how to not be jealous or compare. I feel like this is a really big problem in this day where social media is so big. It's really easy to compare. One time I was talking to somebody and I was like, what do you think about social media? What do you think about me being somebody who has a social media presence? I post my entire life and whatever. And they were like, oh, I think it's cool and all, but it can get kind of toxic. It's normal to compare yourself and things like that. And something that I don't know why this is the way that I am, but I have never had this thing where I look at other girls and I'm on Instagram and I'm oh, I wish I was pretty like that, or I wish I had a life like that. Maybe this probably comes from my parents. I never compare myself to strangers. I'm never oh, I wish I had her life, or obviously you can look at people and admire them and also want that, but also wanting somebody that somebody has versus being jealous are two completely different things. You can look at somebody and be oh wow, I wish I also had that, or what can I do to also have that, rather than I'm so jealous of her. Being jealous is a really nasty feeling, and everybody experiences jealousy in some way. If you say you've never been jealous, you are literally a liar. It's a really nasty feeling. It's a nasty trait, and getting that out of you is really important, and as quickly as possible, because there's no point in being jealous. There is nothing in this life that's not reachable. Everything is reachable. Find out how they got there. Find out this or that. You can't control the cards that you were dealt, and all you can do is try to work towards something or try to change something. And yeah, being jealous is honestly a really nasty feeling. And it just will subconsciously always make you unhappy. Jealousy brings unhappiness. It makes you an unlikable person, and jealous people can smell jealousy. So how to not be jealous? Everybody has their own lives. You have your life. You have the beauties of your life, the ups and the downs of your life, just like everybody else. And also something that everybody needs to remember is that what you see on social media is never the full story. You never get the full story of somebody's life. Girls or people that post I don't know what it is, of clips of their vacation, it looks magical, and every video on their page is oh, I went here and I went there. Or people's relationships, that's a big one that I feel people get jealous of, is other people's relationships. People are not going to post most of the time the bads of their relationship, or all of the bads, or this or that. What you see on social media is never the full picture. There were so many couples that I used to look at and think oh, I want to love like that too. I want to be in love like that. And then I got to know them personally and I was damn, I literally would rather be single for the rest of my life than be in a relationship like this. But on social media, it seems they're the perfect couple. They're so happy in a perfect relationship. So you are literally never going to get the full picture. I feel a lot of people think they're behind by looking at people on social media, but you don't know how long it took them to get there. It's so toxic to compare yourself and to be jealous. It's a really nasty feeling, and it has to come from somewhere. Jealousy comes from some sort of insecurity, always. So working through that is my advice. With that being said, I know today's is kind of a shorter episode. Honestly, I have a pounding headache, so sorry guys. This weekend is actually so many fun things going on this weekend. My sister turned 30 last weekend, and on Saturday's her party. I'm so excited. I love a good party. My outfits are coming in. People are coming from LA. I'm so excited. Speaking of LA, I am keeping everybody that has that's going through these fires and like dealing with this, like keeping everybody in my prayers. I really was like not well for the first 2 days, like genuinely not well, because LA is my home away from home. Like it's literally my second home. I'm there every month. And there's so many people that I love there, and even the people I don't know, like it's serious. It like genuinely like hurts my heart to see it. And um if there is something I can personally do for anybody listening, please message me. I would be more than happy to like help anybody, or if you know anybody that needs help, please send me links, everything. I would love to like share it and help in any way that I can. It actually like seriously like tears my heart to see LA like this. It's insane, and I like have no words. So other than that, a lot of friends are coming from LA. It's going to be a fun weekend celebrating my sister. I cannot believe she's 30. She's like literally, she's always in my mind. She's always 27. My sister Manon is always 25. My brother-in-law is always 23 to me, and Juan is always 23 to me, and Eric is always 25 to me. I don't know why they stay the same. Like no matter how much older they get, though, that is how old they are to me. What else do I have going on this weekend? Honestly, nothing crazy. One more week of recovery. I start school next week. I don't want to start school. But with that being said, I hope everybody has a beautiful and blessed weekend. I love you all so much. Bye.